Hey guys, welcome to Rhymes Times Thoughts. How are you today? I'm sitting by my lovely fireplace, electric fireplace. Of course, still living in the fifth well RV. Downsize, if some of you guys didn't know, from a 1,879 square foot house to a 40-foot long fifth well pinnacle. And yes, we did that voluntarily. And some of you guys go, what the heck are you thinking? Um, but of course, our whole ideal is to be debt free. And especially when we get older, we're a little older. And we want to make sure that we are debt free so we could actually enjoy travel around. Was it a gamble? 100%. But right now, we've been here since we moved in here in March. Now it's already December, and so far we are loving it. Still love each other too. Haven't did any harm with each other in a way, but really enjoy it. But this is just really, hey, let's talk about really relationships. I mean, I thought today would be pretty interesting. My wife is sacrificing right now because when we bought our fifth wheel RV, we didn't have the washer and dryer put in, so she sacrificed every Saturday, gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, goes, beats everybody at the laundromat, gets all that done before 7:30. She's exhausted. She works really tough, and she's in the dental field, so she works really hard. She always tells me about her how many steps she does a day, and it's 10,000 plus. And I mean, I went to her dental office, and she works in a small area. There's 7 different dentists, I believe, but she runs like constantly. When she comes home, she's exhausted. But in a sense, what is a relationship? What made? Are you still trying to figure that out? I try to figure that out every day. I've been married for 19 years plus, and this is probably the most. I'm a true athlete. Played all through sports and high school and ran in college and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's a fascinating thing how relationship is. People always tell you marriage is the greatest thing once you're married, and I tell you that only people that told you that have been married more than 7 years, because it's a struggle every day. And if a single person who's in a relationship told you how a relationship is, yeah, they just on the surface. They don't really know all about a relationship. Once you put a ring on, there's a lot more complication comes involved, and you know what I mean if it doesn't go right. So I think a relationship that I'm learning every day is really learning about yourself. I mean, it's not. I think if we keep on focusing on the relationship, I think it might does more harm. But if you're able to adapt, adjust to yourself in the relationship, and remember to give like you've been raised to give your true self in a sense, and nobody does that perfectly. But if you try hard enough to give and caring, um, it will work. Is it perfect? 100% not. There's not a day that I don't learn. There's not a day that I might have made a mistake. There's not a day maybe I said something that maybe my actions on maybe not washing the dishes or doing something that maybe doesn't show um, truly how much I care about my wife or your relationship. So it's a constantly how to show what you care, but not make it as a burden to yourself. So those little things like washing the dishes or taking the trash out without asking, or wiping the toilet down, just those little things show, in essence, how you care. I think you go beyond giving like presents and stuff. I think that's when you really are smoothing. I call it the honeymoon relationship. Even when you're dating 2-3 years, it's still a honeymoon because you still could walk away from it if you don't want to give 100%. But once you want to give 100%, it's not easy mentally, physical, and so. But is it worth it? I make it sound bad, but of course it's worth it. My wife, I'm sure she didn't appreciate waking up at 5 in the morning, going to wonder when is she getting our washer and dryer and has to go to the laundromat. And I'm sure that's not as exciting thing being there for an hour and she could have slept in. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, but she wants to beat the rush. Um, but what is it? So let me just, in essence, how I could see a relationship. I've been married, like I said, 19 years. It's been fun, rocky. It's a great roller coaster ride that gets better and scary at the same time. I think we're at the stage now. The scary thing is what happens if, we're older. What happens to your spouse? What would you do? Are they really taken care of and stuff? So we really try to push. I try to push putting things in places because I always think, hey, I might be the first one to go. So I want to make sure she's taken care of. And I'm sure she's thinking the same thing. And in the long run, it will work out perfectly. But the relationship I consider a relationship is, are you willing to go to the furthest, if a sports analogy, are you willing to go 100 yards? And remember, the end zone is 110 yards. Are you willing to go that 110 through the end zone with your relationship? Are you willing to make sacrifices that you never thought you would and don't want to, but you do it because you care for that your spouse? Are you willing to do things that maybe you don't want to do? And that sounds harsh, but it's reality. How often do you want to do some of the things that maybe your spouse wants you to do? Are you really excited about that? Probably not, but you do it. That's what I consider a relationship. Relationship is what I have. My fault is I was raised to keep my feelings inside, all that. So I think that's the biggest thing I have to work on is, hey, are you willing to express yourself in a loving way? And that's, I'm telling you, people, that is not easy. The tone, how you talk in your tone, you might think, hey, you're just saying it in a normal way, and they might take it in a different way. But you don't mean it. So how are you going to express yourself? That's the toughest part, without putting any harm into it. And then the freedom. I mean, the freedom to still, you're married, to still have that freedom that your spouse willing to give you or sacrifice, maybe unwillingly, but they still do it. That's a great relationship. So those are the key things I think so far in a relationship is, hey, are you willing to go 110 yards through the end zone and still keep on going with your relationship? Are you willing to listen even if it's not good? Are you, in your mind or your feeling, are you willing to adapt to that situation? In the long run, it will turn out better. Are you willing to give yourself on things that errands and stuff like that, little projects you do without being asked? Are you willing to do that? So I'm still learning. It's 19 years plus. Is it easy? No, not at all. It has not been easy, but it has not been bad, truly bad, because we've been married 19 years and plus. So obviously it's working. Am I still learn? 100%. Will it get hard? Still 100% it will. Will it be easy? Hell no. But am I willing to go even further? Because some people just give up. They just start all over, and man, that's nice. But that's a lot of years to start all over. And it might cost you, not because of the divorce, but cost you mentally as well, and confidence and the end result. So I'm just rambling on a little, but I just want to really talk about relationships. Are you willing to do that? And people say open the car door for your spouse and all that. Dude, that's a token. It's not building a relationship. It's not, hey, give me your spouse making coffee, all that. That's a joy for you and your spouse, but is that don't keep the relationship? No, not at all. But it's a great gesture. Washing the dishes, great gesture. Then cooking. I do barbecue. My wife cooks great, but is that taking that time to take your turn? Great gesture. That just builds on the relationship, but that doesn't make the relationship. I think the biggest thing makes relationship is communication. Than anything. Are you willing to start over and deal with communication and not work on what you built, your foundation in a relationship? I think you have a better chance to make the relationship stronger with more communication in a loving way, how you would want it be said to you. I think you have a chance. So I hope you guys enjoy my little chat today on relationship and on Rhymes Times Thoughts. I hope you enjoy. Some of you guys saw, maybe saw on YouTube. You enjoy my fireplace. I guess talk. Just enjoy your day over the holidays. Really enjoy your loved ones. Don't forget to communicate with them, because hey, this is not easy, this world right now, what we're going through. But other than that, you guys, Rhymes Times out. Enjoy, rejoice, and have a super, super great relationship. You could do it. You got it. Rhymes Times out. Bye.